Okay, so today's video is about how we set up a Shoei Notch 2 with a Sena SRL, an iPhone 13 to the TFT and the NAV6 of a BMW S1000XR. There is a way of doing it so that everything works in the correct order and the correct way to do it. So I've turned the ignition on. So I've got power, everything has been reset, so this is all new pairings, and that's something that you need to do. So you need to factory reset the Sena SRL, delete any previous TFT connections in your iPhone and your NAV6, and delete all the settings in there. So to get to connections in the TFT, press menu button. Use the whizzy wheel to move over to settings, menu button down, and you'll see connections displayed. Whizzy wheel down to connections, and you'll see that there are none connections available. If you use the whizzy wheel down to delete connections, click through that, you delete connections that way. With the NAV6, just go to settings, have to press a little bit harder, Bluetooth, and have a look through devices. There's nothing on there, so I know that is completely deleted. So the first thing that I want to do is connect the helmet to the TFT. So whereas before I had a bike with this sort of setup, normally you connect the phone to the helmet, but with BMW you connect the helmet to the TFT. So I go into settings, menu button down, connections, rider's helmet, and I click on rider's helmet. So pair new rider's helmet. Come over to the Sena SRL and look at your instructions on how to pair each individual settings. But for the SRL, I hold the center button, which will go through intercom pairing.
Intercom pairing.
Keep holding it.
Configuration menu.
It'll go into configuration menu. I then press the plus button.
Phone pairing.
And it'll say phone pairing. So I then look on the TFT. And there we have it. So Sena SRL Notch 2. So use the joggy wheel, connect over, and it will say headset is paired. So my helmet is now paired to the TFT. Now I do the same for the NAV6. So I go over to NAV6, settings, Bluetooth, and hold at that page there. I go to the Notch 2, again, hold the center button, intercom pairing, keep holding,
configuration menu,
configuration menu, press the plus button,
phone pairing,
press the plus button, second mobile phone pairing. I go to the NAV6, scan for devices, press OK. I'm now looking for the Sena SRL2. She's shown up, so I press OK. OK. Yes. So now my headset is paired. So the headset, or the Sena SRL, is connected to the TFT and is also connected to the nav. So now I'm going to connect my mobile device. I'm going to connect my iPhone 13 to the TFT. So I'll go up to mobile devices, pair new mobile devices, and I scan. Go onto my phone, settings, and you'll see it'll come up in the TFT GI's Pro Max. Right click or right turn on the wheel, and it will say accept, okay, pair, and now she's connecting to the TFT. Allow contacts and favorites. And you should really do that quite quickly. Go through all those links. So now my mobile device is connected to the TFT. So now I'm going to connect my mobile device to the NAV6. So if I go to the NAV6, come back out of the phone. I'm looking for the navigator. So I'm going to scan for devices. Bluetooth is enabled. And there it comes up, BMW Navigator 6. So I click on there. So I'm doing this time on the phone rather than the TFT. So come up to the navigator. Okay. Pair. Yes. I'm not going to sync my contacts and favorites, so don't allow. So you now see my navigator is connected and my TFT is connected. So I come up to the TFT and I see GI's mobile device is connected and my NAV6 is connected. So if I go into the NAV6 and click on GI's Pro Max, there's certain things I don't want it to do. Because I'm going to use the TFT for phone calls, I'm going to switch that off. I'm going to make sure that I got SmartLink connected, and you really want to download Garmin SmartLink. So I'll bring it up for you, what it looks like. So this is Garmin SmartLink. Find it on the App Store. When you've connected your phone to the TFT and the nav, then you want Garmin SmartLink, because it allows for weather, live traffic, safety cameras, some areas photo live, and also weather radars and Foursquare. So it gives you more information about stuff to find, like eat, fuel, sleep. Really worthwhile downloading that. So I don't want media coming through the nav, so I'm happy that I've got the nav just set up to tell me directions, speed cameras, and any other message through the sat nav. Primarily my TFT is what I'm going to be using the phone, sat nav and all that side of stuff. So just to check that she's all working, if I go up to menu, go back to the home screen, click down to telephone, media and navigation. So if I click on media, and if I scroll right, so now this song is playing, and I can hear it coming through the headset of the helmet, and then from there I can go forward on songs and I can go back on songs, depending on what I was listening to previous or what playlists I want to listen to. Now playing all artists, all albums, all tracks and playlists. So obviously that is media, so pause that. So if I go up to phone, telephone, I got phone book, which will take some time to update, as it'll put all my contacts on there. And you can just see it in the background that it is updating. And I can use a jog wheel or the whizzy wheel to scroll through there, so I can ring a phone number. So if I give that a call, so immediately my phone kicks in and I can hear. You alright, mate? Can you hear me? Yeah, cool. Just checking it's working. So I can hear through my helmet the phone, and then using the whizzy wheel I can cancel the call. So I'm happy that is working. So obviously I can't show you the prompts you'd get from the navigator, but top right hand corner you can see the smart link is active. If I go down to apps, then I have certain apps that come through the smart link. So one is weather, so I can bring up weather for current location. So I can look at weather, and this is using the phone connection for the weather. I can look at weather radar, so I can look at how bad the rain is in a certain area. So in order to use the whizzy wheel, if I hold up on the TFT, it goes over to nav, and then I can zoom in on the TFT, on the nav, and as it updates, it will show me weather picture, weather radar. Pretty useful if you're looking at campsites, that sort of stuff. If I come back out of that, you've got tracker. So tracker, you can send your location so someone can follow you, and then you got photo live, which I don't think is available for the UK at the moment, but if you want to see if a road's blocked, motorway conditions are like, you could link in there and go from there. You've also got Foursquare, which is to bring up more. It is important that proximity alerts, you have them off, because you will constantly have your music interrupted if you go into traffic. So you can enable all of that, but you really do need your proximity alerts off, because as I found out when I first had it, you'll get a warning come up on the top of the nav. So where it says ready to navigate, you'll get a grey for congestion or red for speed camera, which will come up to notify you. But if you don't turn those proximity alarms off, they'll cut out your music, and it'll really start to annoy you. So if you have a passenger, the great ability that the nav has and the TFT has is that you can connect the TFT to a second helmet. So I have my spare helmet, which is, again, it's a Shoei Notch 2 with, again, an SRL. So if I go back to the main menu, go to settings, using the menu button, connections, and you'll see passenger's helmet. So if I connect passenger's helmet, pair new passenger's helmet. So if I go into, so turn it on,
Preparing headset.
so turn it on, I get preparing headset.
Hello.
Hold center button, intercom pairing,
Configuration menu.
configuration menu,
Phone pairing.
phone pairing. So I'll go back to the nav and I search for helmets. I don't want that BMW Navigator, so I'll go down to the next Neotech 2. And now she's connecting.
Your headset is paired.
Headset is paired. So now I have my mobile device connected. I have my rider's helmet, which is the red helmet, and I have my passenger's helmet, which is the blue helmet, connected to the to the TFT. I still only have the red helmet connected to the nav. So any update sat nav wise using the NAV6 will only come to the rider. Everything else will come to the two helmets via the nav. So if I go to media and I click on playback, let's see if both helmets should start playing. Okay, that is coming through both helmets. So as you can hear, on the red helmet I've got the song, on the blue helmet I've got the song. So if I go to telephone, I go back to call list, which is my last phone calls called. So if I call, yeah, that only comes through the rider's helmet. So as you can hear, yeah, that only comes through the rider's helmet. What you do lose is Hey Siri, which used to be a long press on the side button, because now the phone is paired to the TFT, whereas previously you'd pair the phone to the helmet, so you could use functions like the long press and then Hey Siri or Hey Google or whatever else smartphone wise you use. You lose that, you don't have that functionality. You still get Hey Sena for volume control, that sort of stuff, but again, because the phone is connected to the TFT, you don't get to skip forward tracks or back tracks or anything like that. So in a nutshell, you connect the rider's helmet, which for me was the red helmet, to the TFT. You then connect the rider's helmet on second phone pairing to the nav. You then connect your phone to the TFT, and then you connect the nav to the phone. And that is for one rider. It's as simple as that. Second helmet, which is the blue helmet as a passenger, is you just connect straight forward to the TFT. Then if you want to do intercom pairing, so intercom pairing is between the rider and the passenger on the bike. I should really flip those helmets around, but if you want to connect, so for in my case, Sena SRL, hold, I get intercom pairing, and then on the passenger helmet I do exactly the same, hold, and I get intercom pairing, and then all I do is press the center button one more time, and then both helmets are paired. So both helmets are now paired together so that rider and passenger can chat, and then on the TFT if you go into settings, into connections, you still get everything set up as normal. There's no interruption, so both of us can listen to music, and if one of us talks, the music will cut out, and you'll get that conversation between. So that's intercom pairing set up on the bikes. And if you're with other people, other riders, and you want to pair between the riders, then it's exactly the same process with intercom pairing. You can add, I think it's up to 8 other riders via intercom pairing. So I think it's a really good simple system once you understand how the order is it needs to do it, and what you need to turn on and off to stop you from being bombarded with loads of sort of like messages or pings or bongs. So for me, it's quite simple. My phone is connected to the TFT, so I can use the TFT for music, navigation, and telephone calls by using the jog wheel on the side, or the whizzy wheel. And then the NAV6 is what I use for speed camera updates, congestion updates, via SmartLink with my mobile phone. I then connect to weather so that I can see, you know, if there's rubbish or crap weather coming in the near future. And then I intercom pair with, if I'm with a group of riders and we've got no pillions, I intercom pair with them if they've got Senas. If I've got a pillion, I'll intercom pair between the two. And it's all automatic. Literally, when I switch off the bike, it all will switch off, as you can see here. I'll turn off the NAV6. Yep, and then I'll turn the bike on. And as long as my helmet's on, my phone's on, it will automatically connect. Now there is a delay, and you'll see on the on the TFT, you'll see bottom right hand corner by the phone some icons which will pop up to show you that it's connecting. So those icons will be a picture of a helmet, picture of a Bluetooth image, your battery level, your signal strength, and your phone. So as you can see there, I've got my helmet connected, my phone connected, my phone is at 50%, and my signal is about 3 out of 5 bars. If I were to go into settings, so come down, settings, connections, everything is set up. Mobile devices on, rider's helmets on, passenger's helmets on. So yeah, really good system, really easy to use once you get the system set up, and it's worthwhile spending a bit of time, bit of trial and error getting it set up. But to be honest, I wouldn't be without it now. It's so nice to just jump on the bike and play the music through the bike, leave the phone in the pocket, and if I need to take a call, I can take a call, and I'm getting updates of where speed cameras are. I'll do a full ride version of the NAV6 and the SmartLink to show you how that works in terms of the notifications that you get as we're riding around.